this morning? I am great, and I am so thankful this week is over with. It has just been a crazy, overwhelming week. It has. I'm not going to lie. It has been overwhelming. Every time we've turned around, something has needed repair, and I'm very thankful that we could get it repaired, and I'm very thankful for people that do this for a living. I'm very thankful for all the things, but it has just been a lot. It has. And then Monday, we have the air conditioning guy is going to be here, and the trapper is going to be here. So Monday's going to be a lot. But, I love busy, if you know that about me. I too love busy, and I love being part of this community. Those are two things about me, besides loving Tim, of course, and my grandkids and my kids and all that. But if you know, you know, you know. I love our little city. And if you know, you know, you know, you know. I like busy. So be careful what you say, because it has been a very busy week. But we got the truck back. I told you the sink was fixed. The other drama's fixed. We just got a lot of stuff going on. And as I was thinking about that today, I was thinking about, how you carry yourself through everything, and how people, when they see you out in public or when they see you here, there, or everywhere, how do you carry yourself? Well, I try to always have a smile and be very encouraging or positive, because I am a positive person anyways, and I try to find good in all things. Like, I totally appreciate, like I said, take the truck where the truck needs to be fixed to the people that do it every day. Yep. If you can do that, praise the Lord. My husband can do all the things. He's super, tradey, super good at all that. But sometimes you have to consider the cost. Sometimes is it what you're going to do to your body, how extra long is it going to take you, whatever, when you can pay the shop fee and go pick it up and it be done. Now, that's what I love about knowing so many people and knowing all the different businesses. But it is a great way to move on. And like the sink that was clogged, Tim could have done that. We have that super snake thing to do it and all that. But where it's located at our house, if you don't go on the roof, it's really hard to get to the corner where it's at. And really laying on the floor and doing that and trying to turn the thing and all that, in the grand scheme of things, the plumber dude was much better. So I was thinking, like I said, yesterday was a very busy day. And I love it when God tells you to do something. I had Shelly's plan. Shelly had this, and this, and that I was going to take care of. I was going to get all the things done. And I did not get any of the things done. And I love it that it was God's plan, because I left here and I made a stop. I was picking up something for my daughter, so I picked that up, and I was just going to leave it in my car until the next time I was in Ormond. Now, when I say in Ormond, it's kind of like, when I go to Port Orange, that 20-minute drive is like Egypt to me. And so I'm a 1 mile person. I everything I do is in like 2 miles of WAPN. So when I do go all the way to my daughter's shop or my daughter to pick up the granddaughters or to Port Orange, it's, I plan it. So I pick up the stuff, and I was going to head on out. And God said, nope, you're going to go ahead and go to your daughter's shop now. And I said, well, I got a lot. And God goes, you're going to go ahead and go to your daughter's shop now. I heard it 3 times. I'm like, okay, I'm not arguing. I'm going to my daughter's shop now. So I got to my daughter's shop, and I was offloading some stuff and all. And I could tell she was like stressing. I could tell that she had somewhere she had to be. And so I said, Yvonne, I don't have to be anywhere at any certain time. Let me just take care of this for you. I got some other stuff I can do here. Go ahead and go. I'm good. Take care of it. And so she's like, okay, Mom. Well, it worked out because I am in charge of the vase room. It's my little therapy. And so I had left part of it. I had done some of it, but I left part of it because I was going to move on my merry way. But God kept telling me, you're going to help your daughter. So I stayed. I was waiting and doing the flowers and stuff. And I got the entire vase room picked up while I'm waiting. I got the floor mopped. I got the things, not mopped, sorry, swept. And the things I needed to get done. So when I walked out the door, all things that were needed to be done were done. And I said, God, you are such a good God. You are such a good God. Your timing is exactly what it needed to be. So I get back in my car and I'm tuning into WAPN and Pastor Adele is on, and at the light, I check to see Facebook. I don't know why I don't normally do that. If you're on the air, you're on the air, right? But God said, check Facebook again, check Facebook again, check Facebook. And I was like, okay. So I kind of pull over, I check, and that part is not streaming. And I know that's very important. It is something that's very important to me personally, and I think it's very important to our listeners when we're live that we do those things. So I pull into WAPN, I walk in, I sneak in the studio, I fix it, and I walk back out, I check it, and I leave. God is so right time. He is the right on time. He is exactly the timing. If I would have did what Shelley wanted to do, I would have been way down in Port Orange. And so I wouldn't have been able to run back here, fix that, and be back. It just wouldn't have worked out, And what if I had checked it at that moment? No, but see, God had a setup and a plan for me. So I did all that, and so now I'm cruising down to what I need to take care of, and I'm just praising the Lord, and I'm cleaning up something. I'm praising the Lord, and I'm cleaning up something. And I go and inside for a minute, and God says, check the station. And I thought, come on, they just went on. My phone number I had was not working right where I needed to text somebody. Then I saw that there was another problem going on. I was trying to fix it remotely. That did not work. So I said, I can't get there for an hour. I just couldn't get here for an hour. It was one of those things. And God's like, it's okay. The station is on the air. The program is done. Don't get in an accident. Do what you got to do. So I continued to do what I got to do. Got the all things protein drink and cruised on here. Throughout that whole time, I could have been rude. I could have been nasty to people. It could have been so many things because my agenda, my day, would have got, it was all out of whack. But instead, I was praising the Lord, how his setup and his plan. It was nothing to do with my setup and my plan. It was totally him, totally listening to when he speaks to you. And it could be as easy as turn left instead of right. That's how it started. Turn left instead of right. And that seems so little. It seems so not important. But whenever he tells me to turn left instead of right, or to go a different direction, or I'm thinking about something and I'm praising the Lord. Usually I've got some great worship on and I forget where I'm going. It's a setup and a plan. Because during the day yesterday, I had an opportunity. When I went to go get my protein drinks, I could see the worker was just being reamed every side. People were just barking at him. Barking at him. And when I got up there to do my protein drinks, he said, let me scan that for you. It'd be a lot easier because they're heavy and I have to lift them out and then lift them back in. And not that I don't mind doing even that because I feel like it's my little gym when I'm lifting stuff. So I don't look at it that way. But God had a plan. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. And so he did. I was literally out of there in 30 seconds. It was amazing when the guy did it, okay? And I said, you are awesome. I said, you just got me out of here in like 30 seconds. You just cleared up this entire line. Everybody was getting frustrated. The line was going crazy. People were like they were in rush hour traffic, merging their carts into other people. But this boy, this young man, I don't even think he was 18 years old, took authority and got us all organized, got us all moving, and we were all had the joy of the Lord. And I said, you did such a great job. And when I looked at his face, that was for him. That chaos, somebody stopping and appreciating him and saying thank you and how awesome of a job you were doing was for him. Don't miss the opportunities that God has for you today. He had so many opportunities for me yesterday. I met this nice young man, and he reminded me of my grandsons. And so I went over and I was talking to him for a couple minutes, and then he gave us knowledge that we needed about something. He explained something that we need to know, and it gave us knowledge. Knowledge is power. And so see how God set that up? He set that up because he wasn't just a laborer. He wasn't just a worker. He was a young man that you could tell the way he was thinking and the way he was walking and the way he was looking, that he was analyzing the situation and what he was about to do. And so every part of my day yesterday was God prepared. God went before me. He guided me. He led me, and he worked it all out. Now, there was a couple times throughout the day that there was a couple challenges. And sometimes I just have to say no. I'm not good at that. I am a people pleaser as far as that goes. I deal with a lot of ministries. And so sometimes I'll just, push myself or stretch myself or whatever it is to help. Yesterday, I couldn't do it. I was somewhere I wouldn't get back in time. The station was on the air, and it was something, it absolutely drives me. It steals every bit of my joy. Let me just tell you, every bit of my joy when something like that happens here at WAPN. But I cannot control everything. I can't, if I've trained you and you're a responsible adult, sometimes you have to be a responsible adult. Sometimes you have to, make sure. And I feel like that is what God is doing right now, is he's training me up to train up other people and then allow mistakes to happen. If they're not going to learn unless the mistake happens. And so he's allowing, and that is one of the hardest things probably for me. I'm listening to the station all the time, the app, the station, going on Facebook, whatever it is, to make sure everything runs smoothly at all times. But when you come into this building, it is your responsibility also. And so yesterday was all about that, and I'm thankful. I learned a lot yesterday. I'm thankful. And then I learned about being careful with that thing 1 inch below your nose. Yep. My dad used to always say that saying about 1 inch below your nose. And my blood pressure would just boil because I'm thinking, how rude are you? I mean, I did. I even told him a few times, but you don't walk in my shoes. I don't walk in your shoes. And you might want to think sometimes before you say something, because you are offensive. You are hurting somebody's feelings sometimes. If you do not have something nice to say, maybe don't say anything at all. Yesterday, that happened with me. My blood pressure was boiling, and rudeness was happening, and I had to do a praise dance. I had to pretend like what I always think of. I always think of Jim Raley when I get to that pressure point, how he got to a light. He says, throw it in park, get out and dance around and have your praise dance. Sometimes you just need to have your praise dance. When everything is coming at you and it's just attacking you and overwhelming you and pressuring you, pump up the praise and run around the vehicle. And I'm not saying literally, but like this morning, I came in here and I'm kicking it. I'm getting so much done this morning, just loving it. And I love Bethel music, and they're on this morning, and I was thinking about the weekend. I love the rock show. It's on tonight from 6 to 7, and I just love Prayer Line on Fridays, and I was just thinking about all things radio, and I was just saying how thankful I was for each and every one of you. I'm thankful for you listeners. I'm thankful for you ministries. I'm thankful for you churches. I'm thankful for you programmers. I'm thankful for the unique things that we get to have here at WAPN. I mean, if you would have told me 6 months ago we were going to be doing a rock show Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night from 6 to 7, right after the preaching stops, the rock begins, I wouldn't have ever had that on my radar. But God had it on his radar. God had went before me, went before WAPN, and worked it all out. There's something in your life that has just been, I don't know, you've been trying to be the captain of the ship, and it's not working out that way. Ask God to help you. Like yesterday when I got my car, I had an agenda, but it wasn't like I had any timing that it had to be done. I just had an agenda. God went before me and mapped it out. I love being a blessing to people. I love helping people. That is my thing. I love serving. And so when God worked it out, and I could tell the relief on my daughter's face when I said, I got it. I could tell the relief when I walked in the station and just fixed the problem. I got it. I could tell when I came back hours later and fixed the problem. I got it. And that's not saying I got it. God got it. He just used me yesterday. So he doesn't have to be using you in a pulpit, or he doesn't have to be using you on, the TV or whatever. He can use you right where you're at. He can use you getting your protein drinks. He can use you by making a left. He can use you in so many different ways, but you have to allow him to use you. So as I came in this morning and I surrendered it all to God as I walked through the door, and I go, you know what I got to get done. You know my schedule. You know what I need to do. But guess what? I'm giving this day to you. I'm giving this day to you. And you do what needs to be done, and you'll take care of the rest. Allow God to take care of the rest for you today. Well, Monday, big day here at WAPN. I have no idea what it's going to cost us, but it has to be done. So I have to have the AC fixed because the dog days of summer are coming. I've got to get the ductwork redone because we have no ductwork. It's been chewed up by a rodent. So it's going to be a big day Monday. So, y'all, if you'd like to donate to WAPN, I really appreciate it. You can stop by WAPN, 1508 State Avenue. If I'm not here, there is a mail slot through the door, and you can put it through the door, and I'll get it. Or you can go to WAPN.net and donate right there. And I appreciate everybody. You know, if you say, I can only do $10, well, if 30 of you did $10, hello. That's what I'm saying. No amount is too small or too big. Your dollars, your fives, your hundreds, your thousands, whatever. We really appreciate it. That's 1508 State Avenue or WAPN.net. And this is for the AC project on Monday. I know it's going to be a long day. I know there's going to be a couple guys here. I know there's lots of parts involved. I know all those things. I just don't know the end result and how much it's going to total. But I'm asking favor. Just like I prayed for favor at my house on the clogged sink. Favor. We prayed for favor on the truck situation. Was it an inconvenience? Yes, it was inconvenience. I'm not going to tell you it wasn't very inconvenient, but half the price. Favor. So allow God today to plan today and allow the favor of God to take over today. I can't wait to hear the testimonies of what God has done for you this week. Every day, consistently, just like you brush your teeth, you need to speak the favor of God over your life and then go out and expect things to change. When I get in my car this morning to go take care of stuff, I know that I've got a passenger with me that's take care of it for me. Y'all have a wonderful, great day. It is Friday, April 10th, 2026. Gorgeous weather. Not mine, but 75 with low of 66. And it's not raining. I'm thankful. 2.5 days of rain was too much on my head. Madison's 81 with a low of 55. It's birthday day. Lori and Chris and another Lauren and Kelly and Megan and Lindsay and Dana and Sharon and everybody else that's celebrating a birthday anniversary. Happy. Today is Siblings Day. I have a brother, Mark, a sister, Pam, and a sister, Penny. So happy Siblings Day. I'm so darn excited. I wish I was in San Diego right now because Artemis is coming down tonight. Yes, and it is the coolest thing. It's going to land in the water right off San Diego, and what a historical moment. So that's entering our space, entering back to Earth this afternoon. Be landing at 5:07 Pacific time, 8:07 our time. I'm sure everybody will have their TVs on, and what an exciting moment in history. And I have just loved the journey, and I've loved the pictures and all that, and loved what we've learned through all this. So very cool stuff. Watch that tonight. Be praying for them because they're going like, I don't know how hot it is. I want to hear 32,000 something heaters. I don't know. It was crazy. It's like a ball of fire. And then the parachutes go up and they have to land in the water. So cool. The naval ships are there to pick them up. So cool. So God protect them as they enter back in. We all have a wonderful, great Friday.